are listening to Goofan Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goofan Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goofan Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goofan Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You are listening to Goofan Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Welcome to Goofan, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Friday, the last day of March, the 31st of our year of the Lord, 2023. Yep. Another month. We're going places. Every one of those stars have been visited. Panspermia, who knows how, but they're everywhere. No, I don't know if that's true, but I would like to think just a little piece of that puzzle behind us. There's someone looking back and they're saying exactly what I'm saying. I'm paraphrasing. And they're looking back saying, I wonder. And then there's somebody over in the corner, all the way where you wouldn't think anybody should be living. And they're just like us, looking back saying, such a small planet with a big moon. I don't see how there would be life there. It just doesn't make sense. The moon is probably has such a drag on that planet. The people must be 2 feet tall and strong, to withstand the gravity. That's what other people think. But hopefully these alien people would look at the moon and figure it out and say, there's something weird about that moon. I think it's a machine. And then they have the conversation and they go in the rabbit hole and then they come up with a podcast like we do. And then they're saying stuff. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, I know everything about everyone. And then it's crazy. Trolls, goblins, giblets. And the internet, we just got this thing a quarter of a century ago, right? It's hard to remember life without it. But I can remember life without it. Jeanette Angel throwing down her $10. It was coming. Super dono. Actually, it's a 10 quitter. 10 quid. What's the other one? Beats? What do they call it? 10 quid, 10. What is it? A yodel? Thank you very much, Jeanette Angel. You can help support Goofan the same way. We are supported by you. And you can use all the links in the show description to find out how. Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal, Cash App, all the links are there. I don't sell anything yet, although, I wear this Cosmic Cowboy, and I have another one of Third Phase of Moon's shirts, and they are really good shirts. It's the same company, that I was using, but I don't know why these look and feel so much better than the ones that I got, It's just, it's pretty cool, though. It's very comfortable. I've washed it a few times. It did shrink, so buy a size up. I recommend that on anything you buy from me, too, when I come up with my store. My hat, here's what I am coming up with a store. I don't want to, but I am, because the demand is through the roof. This is not something I thought I would ever do. And it still hasn't been done yet, but I'm thinking about it. I watch Amy's show. She's gotten so much better. She puts a lot of time and effort into things, and I like seeing everybody with their cups, and she shows us pictures of all the people who purchased the cups or she gave them, whatever. But it's nice to see the community that way. That's, I don't know any other way. I don't know. Everybody feels like we got to give back. We do this, right? This is our way of giving. You guys are proud of us. You like supporting what we do. You want to see us do the work that other people just won't do. And unfortunately, I'm a few weeks behind schedule. Forgive me for getting COVID. I'm so sorry. That the worst timing. I was in the shape. I was in the mindset on that Monday for the Friday upcoming. And I get sick the next day like it was nobody's business. But that is my life. That's the way things go for me. I call it the Giordano curse. Anytime you set a goal, something will try to stop you. But once you overcome the goal, you'll get what you want. So I got to keep going. And I appreciate that, Jeanette, continuing supporter of Goofan. Everybody who's here is supporting just by being here. So appreciate it. Johnny D throwing down a few bucks himself. He's been, you've been bye-bye March. Hello there, April 1st. I don't like April. April is a boring month. Nothing major happens in April. I can't think of any exciting holiday. I can't think of any accomplishments that were made. We didn't go to the moon in April. No wars were started in April that I know of. It's weird. April's a weird month. April's like August. The 2A months are just strange. Every other month has something significant. Feels like it anyway. But yeah, I can't believe it's got. Now, I don't normally do the April Fool's jokes. I'm not one of those guys to say, did Rich Giordano die? My God. I told my mother today, I'm afraid to come over for dinner because I'm not sure, but I got to take a COVID test again. I'm not feeling too well. I took 2 steps back since last night after doing the show, which, by the way, Rebellious Unknown last night was hysterical. If you haven't seen it, just go watch it. We had so much fun. I did anyway. I had a lot of fun. I always do with them. But after that show ended, I was like, man, I know something's wrong. So I went and laid down and passed out. I don't remember anything until I woke up, and it was 6:51 a.m. I don't remember being up in the middle of the night. I woke up freezing out of my mind because I lowered the temperature for the show, which I usually do because I'm hot from working out. And I turned the fan on intermediate, not low. And I have shorts on, and I was wearing a shirt, but I was still, I don't know, fermenting. Anyway, thank you, Johnny D, with the $2 April is coming super chat. Mucho gusto, generoso, my friend. I know, I'm blabbing. No more blabbing. Ben, the Yorkshire Gufonian. There you are, me love. How you doing? £2, £2. Quid. See how it came back? Just by doing the routine. Thank you, Ben. Ben's huge, supporting the show. Mucho gusto, generoso. Look at all the green people we have here. A lot of members here. You know, I can't thank you guys enough for that. Yeah, I made a new list for the members. I didn't put it up yet, but I was making a little video. And I can't thank you guys enough for supporting Goofan by being a member. Thanks, Ben. And it's only $5 a month, but that does, you know, even if you just do that, it's tremendous support that every single, you don't understand. I don't know if you do, but it really is amazing. You guys are the best. Dave, I was going to say Dave Scott was saying something, but Chris Rogers throwing down a £5, £5. Are you out of your Vulcan mind? I don't know. Hey, I know he's a nice guy. I didn't say anything mean. I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I was trying to be funny and it backfired. Yeah. Chuckle all you want. Thanks, Chris Rogers. Mucho gusto, generoso. I forgot to brush my teeth. I knew I forgot something. Thanks, buddy. That's a super dono. For those who don't know what a dono is, it's a donation with no emoji, sticker, or comment. It's pure love. Hi, Michelle. Welcome to the show. Diane Bass, welcome to the show. I'll do roll call. I changed it to the red color. I think I'm going to stay with Goofan red. What's up, Rebecca, the queen bee of Goofan? Welcome to the show. Samantha Morris, the kitty cat. Yes, you have been upgraded. Congratulations and welcome to the show. Zach Dykes Montu. Did I put you back? Did I put you back as mod? I have to make sure. Yeah, I did. Okay, just want to make sure. You've been a moderator forever. All right. Who's this? L Apple Dumpling. That's what they all say. I don't know what you're referencing to, but I'm sure it was something silly I said. Well, hey, nice to meet you. Welcome to Goofan. Brookers, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Intergalactic Overhaul. I seen you this morning as well. A lot of you guys go over to Amy's show. You're like me. Get up at that 7:30. Amy. She's got that beautiful time slot all for herself. Murder Hornet. How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Jeanette, of course. Welcome to the show. Isn't this weird? UFO Nerd 666. Welcome to the show. It's your wonderful buddy, me. It is you. Claudia Rodriguez. Thank you very much for the shout out and welcome to the show. It's nice to see you here supporting. Dave Bailey's here too. Nice. Thanks, Dave. Mary Young Sliwa. Sky Allen? Oh, Mary, sorry. Welcome to the show. In my mind, I almost said thank you to my show, darling. But I didn't. I stopped myself. You see? Why would that happen? Who's trying to make me sound Southern? I am not Southern. I'm friggin' from Arizona. Oh, come on. I lived in New York for the first 10 years of my life. I'm not a New Yorker. I'm an Arizonian. I know that, but I try to be somebody I'm not because Arizona sucks ass. It's a beautiful place to visit, a wonderful place to go visit, but you don't want to live there long. Sky Allen, welcome to the show. I don't know if I said it, but I said it again anyway. Welcome to... All right, let's get started. Now we will. Foghorn Leghorn. How you doing? Welcome to the show. By the way, anybody's birthday, just let me know. Okay? Let me know if your birthday's coming up. What's this? How is that possible where you are? It's still 31? Right? I don't know what that means. How is what? Yeah, it is. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's still the 31st. I'm on the East Coast of the United States. How is that possible where you are? It's still, yeah, still the 31st. Oh, some people here are from Australia, by the way. 14 hours ahead, I think. Yeah. That's why. I think it's Diane, right? Hey, Rob, how you doing, man? Easter's on its way. That's right. Easter's coming. Hey, I saw a super... Here it is. Robert, that was 4 minutes ago. It's so weird how it took me forever to get there. You guys are really chiming at the chatty. Easter, Rich. Go on and... Oh, what a great idea. Oh, my God. Let me write that down. That is in my idea book. That is really genius, actually. That would be funny. And videotape it. All right. Egg hunt. I don't know if I'll do it, but there will be an egg hunt happening. My extended family, my cousins, that one of the reasons why we moved to Florida, to be around the rest of our family. They have tons of kids and eggs, and they're going to do it all. It'll be perfect. Yeah. I am. I'm going to find the golden egg. I'm going to bring it, of course. I'm going to hide it, of course. And I'm going to find it, of course. And then there's going to be like $10 in it. And then I'll have to give it to one of the kids, and they'll think I'm a god. I'll be the cosmic cowboy. A third phase of Moon production, by the way. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it, Mr. Wilhelm. You are a continuing supporter of Goofan. It's only money, bro. No worries. Thank you. It is only money, isn't it? But you know what money does? Everything you want it to. Can money buy happiness? Absolutely. Anybody who says money does not buy happiness has never had money. Look, it does. I don't care. That's why people are nuts when it comes to money. Money gets you anything you want. Right? Alfie Joe Bob throwing down $5 for the cause. Thank you very much. It's a super sticker I see. Let's see if I can see this one. I can see it. It's How's It Going Pear laying on his side, all Burt Reynolds in the... Remember when Burt Reynolds did the pose in Playgirl? I think it was 1980. I'm not sure, but that went viral back then, yeah. Thanks, Alfie Joe Bob, for the Burt Reynolds pear pose. That's what it is. It's funny. Perfect. And Diane Boss with the $2. My birthday is in April and Easter. Your birthday's on Easter, the 14th? Is it? Hey, Google, what day is Easter? April 9th. Sunday, April 9th. I heard it say it in the other room. All right, Sunday's Easter. Not this Sunday. See, this COVID's a bitch. So I fixed the computer with this $15, well, $18 with the 2-year warranty. And the computer's working really well. It actually was, the old one I had was doing something to the computer, because today everything, as soon as I put that in, I did the test. I'm still flying. I just checked while we were talking here. Thanks, Diane. Thanks, Alfie J. Bob, and everybody else. Welcome to the show tonight. Wood Elf, how you doing? Some new people here. Zaire Salahuddin, if I'm saying that right. Yes. Assalamu alaikum. Wait, how do you say that? How do you really say that? Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum to you. I butchered it. Doesn't sound right. And thank you for giving the show a listen to. You know, we're going to get right into it now. Sometimes the intros take a little longer than 15 minutes, but, you know, we like to give praise, thanks, and a little love. The show is 2 hours most of the time. Well, half the time. Usually it's an hour and 45 minutes now. I know, because my voice. Johnny D, money can buy happiness, but not love. Right. Nice. I knew I left that one out. You are 1,000,000% correct. As a matter of fact, what money does, it shows the true you. You want to see the true person that you really are? Get that Elon Musk money. Yeah, all of us here, if somebody gave us $10 million, I would have to say, I have a good feeling about this. 80% of us will do something smart. I'm talking about people my age, 55, around there. Anybody over 40, 50, depending on your maturity level, you're not going to blow it on drugs. You're not going to blow it on stupid shit. You realize by the time you get to this age how valuable money is, and you wish you would have saved more. Well, it doesn't matter how much I saved. And God knows I had a lot of money at one time. It's all gone. Doesn't mean anything. And you know what? I'm happier. That money was a headache. Really. You live up to your means. That's all we do. Nobody saves. You, like, if I got a really, let's say I'm making $6,000 a month. You think I'm going to move into an apartment or a condo or buy a house? No way. I'm going to save my money. It's what I try to do. When you get to a certain age, you realize, holy shit, when this all runs out, how am I going to have health insurance, car insurance, pay the rent? Oh my God. Food, my God, the food. Yeah. Life is not as difficult with money. Money can solve a lot, if not, like emotional stuff, it can't solve. Right? Another thing other than money that shows who you really are, give somebody a few lines of cocaine. You know what I mean? You'll find out who that person really is too, and everybody else who's friends with them, I'm sure of it. And it's truth serum. That's all it is. It's truth serum. That's what they gave to Schwarzenegger in True Lies. And then she goes, have you ever killed anybody? And he goes, yeah, but they were all bad. It was just they've been pushing the hell out of it on TV. True Lies all last month. Well, all March. Thanks, Johnny D. Appreciate the continuing support as well. So, you know, Bob Lazar. I know I keep lip smacking. Give me a sec. You know what? Now I'm going to play this. You know, I don't know where this came from. Oh. I have another Brandon Fugel purchase for you, too. It's a good one, though. It's not bad. Hey, I'll give the guy props when he buys something cool. All right, let's see what this is. I believe this is... Oh, yeah, I never talked about this a month ago. Highly classified NRO system detects possible Tic Tac object in 2021, but nobody told us anything. Just something to get us started.
Hey everybody, John Greenwald here with theblackvault.com. Some of you may think that you've seen this segment before, those that tuned in to my behind the scenes episodes. But sadly, that was just a rendition of it. I decided to re-record it after, which is essentially one of the horrors for me, trying to make everything perfect on this channel. Doing those behind the scenes, I mess up. And that's exactly what I did recording this segment originally. I was answering questions in between some of the segments that I was doing, and I left on a question that had nothing to do with the documents that I'm about to talk to you about. I left it on screen for about half the video. I just get so into talking about various topics, but also I don't look at the screen that it's recording on. I use different monitors here in front of me, and I just didn't realize it. So stupid me, that is the ridiculous nature of behind the scenes, but it is fun nonetheless. So if you're joining me and you're seeing this again for the first time, welcome back. I appreciate it. If you have no idea what I'm talking about with those behind the scenes, you'll see a playlist here. I will record sometimes 1, 2, 3, even 4 different stories, sometimes none. And I just spend time answering questions. Essentially, I let the audience decide and guide where all of this goes. But I do have a lot of fun with them, and we always get into fun banter, a lot of which the content only stays in those behind-the-scenes shows. So make sure that you do subscribe and tune into our next one. But let's just go ahead and get right into the article here and these new documents, which were a lot of fun because I really didn't expect them, if I can put it that way, simply because you kind of get used to certain formats or certain types of documents that come out, especially when it talks about UAP. But never did I really expect internally that they'd be recognizing the tic-tac, as most of the general public refers to it, that UFO sighting in 2004 that involved the USS Nimitz. It's been obviously all over the news in this conversation about UAP and UFOs for the last 5+ years. But you don't really see a whole lot of banter about that within formerly classified documents that are released to the general public. Now, I want to go ahead and give credit where it's due. This is a great researcher. If you don't know who this is, definitely follow him on Twitter. His name is Kyle Warfel. He utilizes the Freedom of Information Act. He reached out to me. He got one of the documents I'm about to go over through one of his requests. And I was surprised because, number one, I had never had seen it before, and the National Reconnaissance Office had talked about this prior to where they didn't really have many UAP-related documents. So it surprised me, number one. But number two, and we'll go over this, what Kyle received was actually not the only document that has been released under the Freedom of Information Act now. So thanks and credit to Kyle for, number one, his FOIA request and being a go-getter researcher and investigator. But on top of that, it really motivated me to dig in to exactly what Kyle had got and realize that there was much more to the story. Now, what story is that? Well, it involves a highly classified National Reconnaissance Office program called Sentient. Now, describing Sentient becomes a little bit of a challenge just simply because there's not a whole lot known about it. But there was one journalist who really dug in on it when it first surfaced in 2019. There was no connection to UAP at the time. And ironically, you've actually seen her on this channel, journalist Sarah Scholes, who writes for various publications. This particular article was published in The Verge. And she wrote a big expose on Sentient. And again, there's very little known about it. But here's her description of what Sentient is during, as she used it in that article, I should say. Sentient is, or at least aims to be, an omnivorous analysis tool capable of devouring data of all sorts, making sense of the past and present, anticipating the future, and pointing satellites towards what it determines will be the most interesting parts of that future. Now, that's a heck of a mouthful.
That is a mouthful and a half. My God. That really is scary cool. If you think about it, I know I got so involved listening to this interesting story. I haven't listened to the whole thing. I didn't expect it to go like this. But sentient is something that they haven't told us about. It's been out there. It's not like they're hiding it or anything, but it's not mainstream. I didn't hear about it. Did you? Some of you may have. I don't know why. Sometimes these things just slip through our fingers. Let's continue.
To describe a
super chat. Rebecca Wiles. Excuse me. Mucho gusto y generoso. Friday night at Goofan. That's right. Thanks, Rebecca. Toujours.
A classified NRO system, but that is
Did I say that right?
What this thing is. So I was incredibly intrigued by then what Kyle had sent over to me, which was a PowerPoint presentation about a UAP sighting that was referenced just like the Tic Tac, and they use those words Tic Tac. Now let me go ahead and pull up some of the documents that I then dug in on what Kyle got and realized there were actually more that were released by the NRO. But when I say quietly, I mean quietly. I looked far and wide. The NRO put these on their website in a very kind of confusing, convoluted way of once they release records, it just goes in like this massive list of documents. It's very cool, but you have to have a lot of patience to go through it and figure out exactly what is where and where is what, because it does get a little bit confusing because it's just kind of a mishmash of all these different releases.
Got it.
And it gives the full time in Zulu. 6 May 2021, sentient redacted. Image processing detected a possible airborne object 78 kilometers southeast of, and they redact that location for obvious reasons. They don't want us to know where they're essentially watching. The object was small, less than 10 meters, and did not match the visual signature of typical aircraft detections. The object did, however, vaguely resemble similar detections.
So they're saying it didn't give the typical signature of a normal airplane or something normal that would be flying. Well, that right there makes you a little bit upset, because why redact where it was at if you're going to tell us, hey, this thing didn't have the same qualities as anything we know of? Why would they do that? Play that game. It's really silly. I know, because the location can give up a certain something we don't know of. Got it. Like where they were just flying around, big deal. I know they have to do it. I hate it though. Leaving out little things like, the location. But yeah, so far, Sentient seems like it's doing everything it can to suppress the information.
Of airborne objects by U.S. Navy aircraft. And
as it tells us the information.
Blank operating areas, unidentified aerial phenomena in parentheses. Now, why that redaction is there, I'm not really sure. We know the detections, or at least the very publicly known ones, off the coast of the East Coast in Virginia, I believe it was, but more famous, the ones off of the coast of California. So why they couldn't name those operating areas, I'm a little surprised.
I just said the same thing. I can't believe it.
Viewer themselves.
Do you see? This is the first time I've listened to it. I had no idea John was going to say that. That's why I'm stopping it. Because this is what I mean by giving us information and then not giving us. You're telling us this is a really strange object. It doesn't match anything that we know of that has propulsion. But yet I can't tell you where it's at. I understand it. I just think it's silliness. That's not really why I stopped right there. I like the fact that John Greenwald thought like I did. That gives me a little confirmation that I think I'm on the right track on what I'm thinking. You know, it's comforting to know that without even knowing he was going to say that. That's kind of cool. All right.
Not knowing that was known to the public and just went ahead and redacted it. Going on to the bullet points, there is a rough similarity to the previously reported Tic Tac.
Whoops, sorry.
So interesting line there, because again, you don't see a lot of the Tic Tac references in documents that have come out. There's been some leaked ones. I would argue those leaked ones were not official government documents, but that's another video.
Okay, so sentient is really the main issue here, why I wanted to play that. The link to that video will be in the show description after the show ends. I didn't know I was going to play it until now. So the link will be in there if you want to watch it later. That sentient is something, and we still don't hear about it. That was about a month ago, February 27th, when John put that out. And it's an interesting way to start tonight with Greenwald, because tonight, now I wanted to talk about the mythology of Bob Lazar. And I am not a rabbit holist when it comes to Bob Lazar. I'm not a rabbit holist, if that's even a word. I know the way I learned about Bob Lazar was like everybody else when he was on TV, and I saw it when it happened, and I'm like, guy sounds truthful, but, and then I remember, because they were putting Bob in shadows, remember, trying to hide his identity, and I kept saying, but I can see him. I can see the guy. Just a little contrast, a little bit, you know, it helped. They did shit for Bob Lazar. That's why he came out full video, my opinion. I think it's funny because they probably had the conversation. Well, you know, I just don't want anybody to know it's me. Well, you know, they're probably going to figure it out. But in the meantime, we'll just, you know, that's George Knapp. In the meantime, you know, we'll give a dark background. People will just get to see your shadow. You know, nobody will know it's you. You want to take your glasses off? You could do that. No, these glasses stay on my head. If I lose these glasses, it's over. I can't see shit. Okay, Bob, in 3, 2. I'm sitting here with a man who claims he worked at S4, which is a place that is ironically in the same area as Area 51. His name is Mitch. What did he go by back then? I don't know. Bob Lazar. And then he's talking, yes, that's true. I have worked with secret alien spacecraft at S4, an underground place, and it's by the Papoose Lake over there. It's just right over the ridge. They have it hidden. Thanks, COVID. It's because I stopped saying COVID when I had coughed, and it got me. So Bob Lazar comes out, and he had to have watched the replay on TV when he was on the news, and he's like, they can fucking see me. You guys did a shit-ass job. I could see myself. So the next time he went live, he put himself out there. Boop. And you know why he said he put himself out there? Because that was after, I believe, I don't remember, maybe I'm wrong, but he said that the government's trying to kill me. You know, I was working out at the gym as I do. Bob doesn't look like he lifted a pencil. And he said when he walked out of the gym, his car door was open. Both car doors were open. The trunk was open. And on the seat and the console were an AK-47 or Uzi. I think it was an Uzi he had or something, was sitting on the seat with his driver's license and money and everything else. Oh, they didn't want to take anything. They just wanted to scare me, and believe me, it worked. That's why I'm here today, George. George, you know, you could be my friend and mentor. Don't ever say that again. Jeremy Corbell. So, Bob went away. 30-something years. Was it 33 years? And we're still talking about him. It's amazing. Because his story has so many holes in it, like Swiss cheese. Yet there are die-hard fans of Bob Lazar that would go to the ends of the earth to, you know, make you feel like that this guy's legit. They believe him. They will follow, and he is the everything to these people. And I always wondered if I'm wrong for thinking he's not. There's so many issues with Bob's story. People remember him working there, but they don't remember specifics. I know. I'm going to bring some things up. So let's just do this. Because the Bob Lazar story is freaking the best. It really is. First of all, wait, before we get into that, I want to congratulate somebody. I want to congratulate Nikki, Alien Girl, 111, Starseed, Star Child. She won the AI art contest with a UFO Twitter theme. And it said here, UFO Shane says, congratulations to Alien Girl 111, who has won the AI art competition. What a stellar job. And it is. Check this out. Look at what our little girl did. She did this. She's growing up right before our eyes. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. And she's being recognized for her accomplishment. Good job, baby. It is cool as hell, though, right? It is cool as hell. Love it. Love it. Congratulations, Alien Girl 111. That was fun. I'm happy for her. Good. Nah, I wish I knew about that contest. I was sick, I think. All right. I'm pulling up the stuff we need to go over. Just to give you a little teaser, just watch this. Stephen Greenstreet's been well, you know, he's not a big fan, but he is. I think this is all bullshit. I believe Stephen Greenstreet told Jeremy and everybody else, hey, I'm going to do these articles about you, and they're not going to show you in the best of light. I'm just letting you know it's not personal. It's purely business. I have to feed myself. I'm sure you understand. I know they had that conversation because not a lot of people would shake the hand or play funny games with somebody on Twitter to let the world see that they're good friends, even though they shit on each other. It's like wrestling. Oh my God, that's exactly what ufology has turned into. And the funny thing is, somebody mentioned that to me many, many moons ago. Rich. They said it. Rich. It's just like WWF or E or whatever you want to call it. It is. Me and Dave Scott a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago, we almost went with it. We were just having a fun talking about the Nacho Libre. Actually, he went through with, we were going to create a channel and not tell anybody it's us. And we were going to wear masks and play the character and do these skits on another YouTube channel. But nobody could ever know it was us. and we'd wear a different one, you know, or wear the same one. I don't know. They're expensive to buy those masks. The good ones are like $45-50. But, you know, they'll last for a long time. And sweat resistant. That's important. But Jeremy Corbell has been saying all along that the stars in the green video that he has were pyramids. But Green Street put together this video, I think. Oh, shit. I can't play the song. That song it'll shut off. It'll shut the stream down. I've done it before. That song, Hotel California, Stairway to Heaven, the big songs you can't play or they'll shut us down. So I'm just going to press play and no sound. So as I reported originally, Green Street's just pointing out the hypocrisy. The 100 plus UAP that simultaneously swarmed and surrounded 10 plus of our Navy warships in 2019, part of a multi-day UAP event series. The ones buzzing the USS Russell were determined to be pyramid in shape, triangle by angle of observation. I can't play it, guys. The song goes on the whole thing, right? I'm pretty sure.
USS Russell.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing different. You know, he's saying the same thing.
Is that an
advanced? Whoops. Saying the star maps and look at this. This is a joke. It is. It's fun. And it sucks at the same time. Because there's people out there who believe this is what a UFO looks like. And it is not. It is Altair, Tarazed, or Assalamu alaikum. We need to get to 150 tonight, or there won't be any shows tomorrow and Sunday. We need 150 live people. We're not going to make it. We'll find out at the top of the hour if we're going to go tomorrow or not. Anyway, these are the, see? What is this? What is that called? That's right. That's a lens. And what is this thing called? The iris. Just like your pupil on your eye, right? Isn't that the iris? No, it's not. Oh, okay. It's called bokeh. Bokeh. They do it to keep out light. And it creates this artifact when you're out of focus. 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 Bokeh. 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 Buka. 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 Baba booey. Baba booey. Baba booty booty boo. Baba booey. Bada booby booby baba boo. Bada ba boopa boopa ooey. I also have a UFO sighting tonight to show you. It sucks, but it's good. We'll have a good one. It'll be good. There they go. Everybody's leaving. That's all right. Bye-bye. So Bob Lazar. Let me pull this up. I thought I pulled a lot of this stuff up. I guess I haven't. Here it is. Ah, boy. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Let me show you these. This morning, if you watched Amy's show, Alien Girl 111 at 7 a.m. right here on YouTube, Monday through Friday. If you watched it this morning, she shared this with you. Didn't read everything, but it inspired me to continue on where she left off. Because I don't like what I'm seeing. I really don't. I think Jeremy Corbell is so bad for us in every way, shape, or form. We have seen people make videos about him and his videos, his movies, and they're just atrocious. And a lot of people look at that and they're like, he did a great job. Masterful. I go back to when I didn't really care about Jeremy Corbell before he was this guy who came up with these videos because of his friend and mentalist, George Krapp. Mentalist, that's what George Krapp is. George Krapp is the mentalist. He's really doing a number with Jeremy Corbell, just using him like a puppet. And Corbell's okay with that. And I'm okay with it. Hey, if Third Phase of Moon asked me to be a spokesperson for a certain video and I thought it was a legit UFO, of course I would do it. What's the difference? Right? What's the difference? It's the same thing. Well, the problem is when we get evidence from Jeremy Corbell, never matches what he says it is. I mean, trying to force feed us and tell us we're seeing something that isn't there over and over and over again. And he keeps telling us there's a swarm and it's around 19 of these vessels. And I'm like, show us the swarm. Oh, show us he's got it. Don't worry about it. Right? A few days or weeks later, he comes about with the video and it's the radar. And everybody, oh my God, he's got the radar of the swarm. 2 dots? 2? 6? All right, now we're getting closer. I see this, but when you showed us the 6, you're saying these are going over 13,000 miles an hour or 30,000 miles an hour, something extraordinarily fast, and they're going 200 miles an hour. It's fantastic. That Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp, they are the best magicians in the field. George is a mentalist. He's amazing what he's doing with Corbell. Let me read this to you. This is where Amy, I saw the super chat, so I wanted to say something here to Shane. Hey, Shane, 444. Mucho gusto. Be the ball. And we're all okay. I just became the ball. Wait, is that a reference to One Bad Ball? Is that what you're talking about? Columbo? Thank you, Shane Reed, everybody. Welcome to the show, and thanks for the super chat. That's funny, actually. $4.44. I may be wrong on what the meaning of it is, but I found it to be hysterical. I'm an ass. I am not. I am not an ass. Who's this? Raptor 423. Interesting. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I say interesting because there's no picture with you. I get a little curious about those. Hey, Sapphire. How you doing today? Jim Morris. What's up, man? You playing the guitar? Let me take a look at that. Hold on. Classic. Oh, right on, brother. Cool, man. I wish I learned how to play. I can play. Nobody can play the air guitar better than me. I really do think I'm the best air guitarist on the planet. I'd love to prove it. I wish I could. No. Look, people think I know what I'm doing. When I do an air guitar, it looks legit. You have to know every little twang and riff, right? Thank you very much, Jim, for hanging out. Good to see you. And thank you, Shane Reed. Oh, right. That's where Be the Ball is. You stinker. I knew that sounded familiar. You gotta be the ball. You know, can I say something here and we'll get back to Jeremy Corbell? Bill Murray's not funny. He's so not funny. Every time I watch him in a movie, I'm like, not funny. I get why people like him, though, but he doesn't act. He's the same guy, and he's himself. And after a while, that's what Jack Nicholson does. They're not acting, they're just being themselves. How hard is that? Anyway, same thing with Will Ferrell. So not funny in his movies, but hysterically funny on Saturday Night Live. That guy was comedy gold. I don't know what happens when he gets into these movies. I think they do like 15 cuts and they try getting the funniest cuts and put them all together. I don't know. But he's not funny when he's not on Saturday Night Live, so he's not funny to me. I can't watch him. He's boring. All right, let's get back. Like me, I'm boring. Here we go. So this is, do I have to move this? Yeah, I think I do. Let's see if that changes things. Hold on, Rich. Whoa. That is weird. It didn't work out the way I thought it would. There we go. So, damn it. Do we do it this way? No, you can't see it that way. No, let's go this way. No, that way. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to find the best camera angle. So, where's mine? Where's mine? Hold on, I lost it. Here it is. So, this is Jeremy Corbell replying to Robert Sheridan and this other thing, Spectra 6790513 and 4 others. But he says, Jeremy says, people have tried for decades to dismiss Bob Lazar based on attacking his character. First of all, he didn't work at Los Alamos. Los Alamos even denied it and lied to George Knapp. Then George went to Los Alamos with Bob, filmed him there. I put the footage in my film of Lazar there at Los Alamos and the Meson particle accelerator. Found folks that worked with him there. Even found a guy that worked with him there named Dr. Krangle and put him on record. So we found out he did indeed work there. The rumor is Dr. Krangle is Bob Lazar. We'll talk about that later. Then it was said Lazar must have only been a lowly technician or a janitor and that he certainly didn't work out at the Nevada test site. More bullshit, he says. Constant bullshit, Jeremy continues. George and I have people that knew him or saw him out there. Okay. So you and George have people that knew him or saw him. And more that isn't public yet. Oh, I see. There's more, everybody, that's not public yet. What are you holding on for? Why wasn't this put out 35 years ago or 3 years ago when your movie came out? And, he continues, we found out he did do a security clearance for the test site. I talked with the guy who did that clearance for him and so much more. Okay. So Jeremy talked to the guy and cleared him. It's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Jeremy talked to the guy. Once it was clear Lazar did work at the test site in '89, the folks that are hell-bent on dismissing Lazar then said he only checked radiation badges out there or something stupid and nonsensical, moving the goalpost another time because they keep losing ground on their biased bullshit theories. Bias? Bullshit theories. Yeah. And this is coming from a guy who brought us a few hoaxes that we know of. Videos and also whistleblower. He interviewed a dead guy with Dolan. It just goes on and on, he says, and on into the realms of ridiculousness. Yeah, anybody who has a question or questions Bob Lazar or questions Jeremy Corbell, you're a problem. Now, the thing is, Jeremy's point is, it never stops. It's never ending. The relentless attacks on Bob, myself, and George. Now, look, I can understand him getting upset at that. Of course, anybody would be. But you should be used to it by now anyway. My point is, why you even bothering to defend anymore? Why? Why even say anything at all about Bob Lazar? You did it all. You did everything you needed to do. Jeremy, you don't have to tell anybody anything. You don't have to justify anything. Big guy, you've already done it all. The fact that he comes out and puts this tweet out there makes me believe that his ego is trying to talk him into reality. Then Jeremy continues on and says, I have no interest in conversing with people who have their mind already made up. It's their loss based on their bias. What bias? What are they biased for? Simply trying to discredit what Lazar has told us. Everybody's entitled to their wrong opinion. Do you hear this? You're not even allowed to have an opinion anymore. You see? And you wonder why I can't stand these people. And you wonder why I am doing this every day. And you wonder why I get upset. And you wonder why. He just said it. That's his ufology. That's the world Corbell built for himself. That's his reality, not mine. My thing is, people have valid problems, valid theories on Bob Lazar. And not everything Jeremy showed us was 100% on point. A lot of things still aren't verified. Then he says, Bob Lazar worked at S4. He's telling it like it happened, whether people like it or not, whether they can accept it or not. Don't even bother with the transparent attempts to dismiss what Bob Lazar said by attacking his character. It's old news. I've moved on to the bigger stuff. Huh? You have? But you just wrote like a small novel about the justification you have for yourself with Bob Lazar. And I don't know where Amy, she was talking about Krangle possibly being Corbell, or Lazar. Yeah. Isn't that weird? That's weird to me. I don't know where she got that from. I don't remember. I may have to go back and listen and bring it back to you. It's just weird. This, Corbell, they're going to be tied together forever. Thanks, Mark. $2. So he has to do everything he can to keep that as credible sounding as possible. Mark with the $2 dono, a super dono. It's a good looking super dono. I still have it on the big thing. That's why. Let's go back to Bubble. There it is. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, Mark. And I believe that's your first super chat to Goofan. Well, thank you, Mark, for the $2 super dono. It's gorgeous. Gosh. Is what we do when money explodes like that. Good. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. What's bigger than Bob's story, Jeremy? Yeah. Okay, move on. What's bigger than Bob's story? The Tic Tac thing? I think we're all worn out. I think we're having ufology hangover, I feel like. The whole field. By the way, I'm doing something on Goofan Lives starting tonight. I am going to attempt to do the same thing that Christina Gomez is doing. Making Goofan Lives a 24-hour replay show. Oh, you don't know yet. All that means, I'm not going to be live, but all the shows that I've had in the past that are on YouTube will be replayed, scheduled as premieres on Goofan Lives. Now, I don't know. It's an idea, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I think I can. And I'm going to give it a try by putting up as many as I can in a 24-hour period. It's a little bit of work. I'll have to download each show, then load it into Premiere, do some editing, change some things, put a little this and a little flavor into it. So I'm doing it for sure. It's going to be a thing. I'm saving Goofan Lives is what I'm doing. I'm saving the channel. If I don't do this in 2 weeks, I will lose monetization. So I need to have 4,000 hours watch. I just need to have activity is what they told me. Just need to keep it going. So that's what I'm doing. Doesn't matter. Just there'll be things from 3 years ago. There'll be stuff from 15 years ago. It's going to be good. Goofan Lives. Yeah. Everything will be everything will be good to go. Tonight, I'm going to start putting that shit up. I'm excited. Mark, what's that? You're finally figuring out Goofan? Yeah. Disable chat replay, please. Why? Oh, you mean on that channel? I will. No. Why would I do that? No, I honestly, what? I'm asking. It's a good, you brought up something very interesting. I want to know why turn off the chat replay. I think it's interesting to see what people are saying, but now I get it. I think I figured it out. So hold on a second. Oh, I know what you're saying, Lunar Sparkles. I know what you're saying. I will. Yeah, you're right. I won't have the old chat stuff playing. It'll be like all new. I'll blow it up so there won't be a chat showing. Good. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that. And I don't know when you download the show, if it downloads the chat, but I'll find out tonight. It'll be the way you think it should be. It'll just be like we're doing the show now. That's it. Anyway, that's happening on Goofan Lives. And Amy brought up a point that I was just talking about. She said, you need to play old Blog Talk radio shows. Yeah, of course. Sadly, there's a lot of music embedded in those episodes. And because we were allowed to play copyright music. There was no laws back then. So But here's the thing, Amy. I have to buy, I have to become a member of the Blog Talk Radio again to get my account back up. I could only use the first page, the first 10 shows that are on there. And after that, I need to have a subscription. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's a good idea, though, and I want to do that. I have so many, like the Psychic Beatings show. That was so funny. Those shows are unbelievable. There you are. Rebellious Unknown. What's up, Lynn? How's Dave? You guys feeling okay? You know what, Jammer Travels? Absolutely right. This show is always morphing. So let's get back to Bob Lazar. It's always changing. So this is the problem we're having with Corbell, with Bob Lazar. There's a lot of holes in his story. And I don't know why Jeremy Corbell is acting out and talking to people about this. It doesn't make sense. Wait, what is this? Hold on, I got another. Let me play this then. Here's a video we put up. It's him and Joe Rogan. He says another banger from Zeta Reticuli about Bob Lazar pulled from clips of Joe Rogan's podcast. All right, let's see what he's talking about. Oh, I see. Bob Lazar talking about the actual propulsion. Here we go.
Actual method of propulsion back in the late 80s. It's trippy.
It doesn't fly like a conventional aircraft does, and it doesn't fly like a flying saucer would in a 1950s movie. It flies belly first. I mean, it may set down conventionally, but it always rotates. It does a roll maneuver, puts its belly towards the target, and then moves away at high speed.
Well, if there's a thing, it's rotating. This thing was sitting on the ground when the kids ran up to it. Okay, sitting on the ground, right there, broad daylight. It lifted off, got like 20 feet up, and then it flipped on its side, and then that's when it rocketed off.
That's what the kids described?
That's what the kids described, yes.
But the fact that Bob Lazar...
Which is a bullshit statement. Both of those are not the same way. The one, Bob Lazar said the UFO goes like this, and then it turns on its side, and it aims its belly wherever it's going, right? What we just heard, who was that just said that it'll take off, get on it, it'll go on its side, and then it'll take off. Like he was saying it veered off or something like that, but it wasn't the same. I think Jeremy was just looking for some content that sounded like exactly what Bob Lazar said. Got something similar. I don't even know if I care that much about Bob Lazar anymore. I really don't. I don't know if I care anymore. Who do you guys know who Frank Morano is? Morano? Yeah, he's got a radio show. And he had one with Jeremy Corbell. My God, I can't stop throwing up in myself. Oh, brother. Oh, my God. Here, I can't stand. Here, let's listen. Let's take a listen to this. This sounds good. This guy sounds like everybody else. That's why Goofan's original. Listen, he sounds great. I just don't know if I could ever do this.
Authentic. Every time you see UFOs in the news, chances are it's because it had something to do with a story that was broken or at least covered by Jeremy Corbell. Jeremy, it's great to talk with you. Thanks for taking the time to join me.
Yeah, Frank, thanks for having me on again. Good to hear your voice.
So you're doing a podcast now, Weaponized, with George Knapp, who's sort of a legend when it comes to being a journalist covering this thing. This is a very different format than what you're used to, videos, filmmaking, documentary stuff, but you're doing great with it. I enjoy listening to it. I listened to 2 episodes today. How are you finding doing a podcast as opposed to the video medium?
Yeah, it's excellent. Actually, we are releasing a video with the podcast almost every other time, so people can actually watch the conversations, which I love, the visual medium as well. But the cool thing about the podcast and why we decided to do Weaponized is because we can instantaneously every week just release cases that we're working on that normally you'd have to wait a long amount of time to get them out through the film medium or through television. So the podcast is really immediate. Every week we can be breaking news.
And it's very effective. I want to talk to you about a bunch of different things, as many as we have time for. But one story that you did on a recent edition of Weaponized has to do with Harry Reid. A lot of people remember him as the former Senate Majority Leader, and the emergence of AAWSAP, a secretive UFO investigation. Now, Harry Reid was very open talking about this stuff, particularly after he retired. But while he was in the Senate, he was very, very active in getting funding for things like ATIP and different UFO exploration programs. And the fact that Area 51 is in his home state of Nevada, I'm sure played a role as well. If this is the first time people are hearing about AAWSAP, tell us what it is.
Not interested in hearing Jeremy go over that. Anyway, that's Frank Morano and Jeremy Corbell. I didn't know where they were going to go. Obviously, they're talking to an audience that is not familiar with the UFO news. So Jeremy's just blabbing. Hidden Underbelly. I need to have him on. It's been a minute since we've had him back on the show. But he's got a video here that came out yesterday, and I'd like to share it with you. We do have his permission, so I need to make contact with him. It's been a minute. But here's the video. Check it out. Hidden Underbelly 2.0.
Okay, guys. We have got this pretty bizarre piece of footage to take a look at of this security guard that seems to be interacting with a ghost. So guys, let's take a look at the footage and then we'll have a real quick chat afterwards.
Good question, John. That's so cool.
Dispatch to 329.
329, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to a elderly lady. I saw her walking by the store and she said she's looking for Mr. Griffin. Her name is Miss Abigail.
Did you say Miss Abigail?
Yes, ma'am. She says she wants to see Mr. Griffin, and I told her that the canvas is closed, that she should come tomorrow morning, and she might see Mr. Griffin.
Are you sure you're saying Miss Abigail? Like, she's been passed on for 2 years now.
Come again with that, please?
Miss Abigail she died 2 years ago.
You mean you can't see the person I'm talking to?
No, there's nobody in front of you at all.
So guys, this is as much as I can find out about this footage. Now, the location says that this was taken someplace in Houston, Texas, but we have not got the exact location, so I can't tell you what even building.
Why run away? Right? Why would he run away? This guy had the opportunity of a lifetime. What the girl on the phone or the walkie should have told him, shake her hand or give her a hug or show some empathy. Then we could have heard what it sounds like when you touch something like that. Or the whole thing is faked. It's not that hard. All he has to do is have a conversation with, nobody. Just have a fake phone conversation. It's not that hard to do. Ma. Yeah. No, I'm going to go to the store. Do you need me to get you anything before I come over? Because I know you and Dad don't want to leave. Okay, yeah, I can get that for you. It's not a problem. See, it's not that hard. It's called acting. And then he runs away, starts to pick up speed. Seems all made up. Doesn't seem real. Could it be? It could be, but I don't think it is. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. This is the third video that I've seen in 10 days where a security guard is talking to nobody and they all look suspect. I don't know. Maybe the first one's the original and the other two are not. But all of a sudden now security guards are talking to ghosts and it's caught on camera where it looks like they're talking to no one. And then they all do the same thing. What do you mean? You don't see that? And then they take off running. Like nobody has the instincts to say, I'm going to try to touch this thing. I'm going to ask her something. You have the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm going to take out my phone and record this. Fake. That's why I think they're fake. Because normal people would try to get it on their phone. That's what I really believe. I don't know. If you think you're talking to a ghost that's right in front of you, if you think you're talking to a person that's right in front of you, and then somebody says, who are you talking to? Oh, there's nobody there. And you'd be like, shut up, just joking with me, right? That's what I would think. I'd be like, that's a person. What are you talking about? Leave me alone. Dude, there's nobody there. It's just you. We don't see anybody else. Right. Why doesn't that ever happen? 3 out of 3, all the security guards and took off running. Come on. They're playing us. Well, here's a UFO sighting that I think you'll believe. Yeah, we're off Bob Lazar. I can't do it. I told you I didn't dive into Bob Lazar's rabbit hole. I didn't care about Bob Lazar's rabbit hole because all along I thought the story's been suspect. And then when Jeremy came back out with the movie 30-something years later, I thought I was going to be wowed. Like, wow, you really got some information, but he didn't get anything. He didn't get anything. The one thing that was funny to me in the movie, which I don't care what anybody says. I don't believe Bob Lazar unless he was part of a PSYOP thing and he thought he worked at S4. Maybe he did. But we can't prove it. But the hand scanner was in the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind. But didn't it turn out to be a real hand scanner? Like a real one that the government actually used. Yeah. Never seen a security clearance with your handprint. No such thing. It was in Close Encounters 12 years earlier. Nimnuts. What are you talking about? What's that? Oh, I didn't even... Friggin' A, I'm sorry, PayPalers. I hope I don't make anybody that mad. Let me see if there's anything there. I'm sorry. I've just been talking. They need to have this connected. Oh, I turned off notifications. because I get messages to this account, and I'm not going to give it out. Oh my God. Okay, so I didn't miss anything. Woof. Thank you. Thank you. You received a direct deposit of $4,000 from Royal Ace Casino, everybody. Let me see if that's real. Nah. If there was 4,000 in my Cash App account, I would end the show and go buy a real drone. I want that infrared night vision shit. And that drone is $3,000. It went up $1,000. Anyway, how are they working on cases? How are Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp working on cases? I know. And Jeremy Corbell, they have all this information. They have stacks of stories, sightings, whistleblowers, and they're all ready to go. This isn't a joke. I'm being serious. Jeremy Corbell has said they've got tons of information, tons of stuff. And I kind of believe him, only because he keeps coming up with stuff that really isn't stuff, but it's something, right? I don't know why. Why would they do this with Jeremy Corbell, of all people? I guess he's gullible. That really is it. He's the gullible guy. So, check this out. This is really unbelievable. People are not even close to knowing when things came out, that they post this video today thinking that it just happened. And it says, if you want some real details on the UFO videos, the Pentagon confirmed. Hold on a second. Oh, I see what this person is doing. Yeah, I don't like these. This is from 2020. Not playing it. No, I know what. Let's do it. This is when David Fravor and Corbell went on Joe Rogan. I don't think I've ever played it here, but I'm interested to see what clip this is. Let's see. Oh, it's the whole interview. Never mind. I'll just play a minute.
Loony people out there. But when someone is in the military, someone is trained to fly these incredible...
Did you hear what he just said? All the loony people out there, but when somebody's trained, I bet you he's talking about ufology's loony people, but when you get into the military, the government, you get a different caliber of person. Watch.
This conventional understanding of how aircrafts work. That's when I sit back and I go, okay, this is a different thing. Because, you know, there's always people that are telling you they're psychic, or they can, they sense things, or they're in communication with Bigfoot. There's always loony people out there. But when someone is in the military, someone is trained to fly these how expensive are those jets?
When we had them, they're about $70 million a piece.
Yeah, they don't give those to morons.
Typically not. Some people in my family would probably argue that point, but hey, better lucky than good.
It just seems to me that this is for rational people.
See what I mean?
That want to look at this whole UFO phenomenon objectively. You're the type of person that I want to talk to. So I was very excited to have you in here. So
Joe Rogan is so excited to have a pilot that saw UFOs to interview. He's just beyond excited because they're more credible than you or I, me and you, us. Do you really believe that? It's true. I tried talking about it yesterday, and when I was talking about educated people do give better reports than uneducated people, right? They just have an understanding of the English language and words and their meanings, and not just the basic, I can get through the day with what I know. Kind of, you know what I mean? These people could go on a deserted island and keep themselves occupied. I'm talking about the smarter people. But the reason I want to listen to this, I want to see how Fravor acts. I don't think I've ever watched this interview at all. I'm not sure I did, because I think I've seen Fravor 100 times by then, right? He went on Joe Rogan after he was already, right? Didn't he go out and do a bunch of media places and stuff like Discovery Channel and all the podcasts and things, and then he went on Joe Rogan? Or am I missing out? Right? I think maybe he didn't. I don't know. Here it is.
What year was your incident? And you have a very, very famous incident that's corroborated by actual evidence, which is one of the rare ones.
There's evidence? There's evidence? Did we see evidence of a Tic Tac? We didn't see any. Oh, yeah. Well, they have it. Yeah. The government has it. All right.
What year was it, and where did it take place?
Oh, 2004.
So it was 2004.
No, that's just Nimitz.
It's really, if you draw San Diego to Ensenada, Mexico, we're about 60 miles off the coast in between the two. We're doing workups, so when we get ready to deploy, this was for the 2005 deployment. We were going at sea for November and December of 2004. So we had been out. I had just taken over the squadron mid-October, so I'd been the CO for a month. So we go out and we're putting the battle group pieces together. So it's not just the air wing, but we're on the carrier. We've got the cruiser. We've got all the support ships out there, and we're going to integrate all the defenses and train as one unit. So the exercise that we're going to do is an air defense exercise where there's good guys, bad guys. They're all from the air wing. So the bad guys today are going to be the Marines, VMFA 232, the Red Devils. So they're going to launch, and they're going to go about 100 miles south of the ship, and we're the good guys, and we call it a 2v2, so it's two.
Why does he keep? Oh, I see, the good guys.
We're going to work with the USS Princeton, which is going to be the controller, and they're going to control the blue forces, and then the red guys are going to give us a presentation that they're going to try and intercept so we can stop them.
Hey, Johnson, what color are you?
Kind of the training So the Marines take off first, and they start heading to the south. Now, we have no idea that for 2 weeks, the 2 weeks we've been at sea, they've been tracking these things coming out of the sky. And when I talked to the Princeton controller, he's like up to about a dozen of them. They would come down from above 80,000 feet.
So have you been watching him? I haven't, but I just did for like 5 seconds, and I've already seen his eyebrows do a dance. Did you see the dance? I have the screen small by accident. I'm so sorry, kids. Let's do a little bit. Go back 10 seconds. Let's take a look at his eyebrows. He speaks through his brows. He's a brow noser. I'm still here. Am I alive?
Blue forces, and then the red guys are going to give us a presentation that
see him?
They're going to try and intercept so we can stop them from getting up towards a carrier. So that's kind of the training set that we're all good.
Dancing.
So the Marines take off first, and they start heading to the south. Now, we have no idea that for 2 weeks, the 2 weeks we've been at sea, they've been tracking these things coming out of the sky. And when
you know what I'm noticing? It looks like he's trying not to be animated. Yeah, it's very strange. I'm getting a weird vibe. I don't know if it's because I am biased already or I'm not biased. I don't know what Jeremy Corbell got me thinking of biased all of a sudden. I don't know what it is, man. There's something goofy about it. But he sounds truthful. He sounds truthful.
When I talked to the Princeton controller, he's like up to about a dozen of them. They would come down from above 80,000 feet. They'd drop down to about 20,000 feet. They'd hang out, and then they'd go straight back up after about 3 or 4 hours.
When you say they've been tracking them, who specifically?
This is the USS. The Princeton was tracking them. They saw them on the Nimitz radar, and the E-2 could see them. So, because they're out there, that radar's on all the time. And the Spy 1 system on an Aegis cruiser is, the state-of-the-art, is probably one of the most sophisticated systems in the world.
So typically when something like this happens and there is some unexplained phenomenon, what do they do?
In this case, that if we were in a threat environment, they would tell us. But we're off the coast of San Diego; it doesn't come to the air wing, so we have no idea that these things are out there at all.
So they observe these things, and they never bother telling any of you guys.
That's correct.
So they just knew that these things had been visiting this area.
Why wouldn't they tell him? Isn't that weird? Oh, I don't think I've ever heard this, and I'm glad I am. And when the show ends here in a few minutes, I'm going to go listen to this.
Yes.
But they just allowed this training exercise to take place anyway.
I don't okay, what makes more sense? That we knew they were there. Wait, hold on. Why? I can't get over this, that they didn't tell the pilots. How did they know? Did Kevin Day already know? And he was keeping it a secret for 2 weeks, 2 days, for a little bit? Is that why he has such a hard time with this? Nobody died, Kevin Day. Nobody died. There's no reason to get your panties all bunched over this, because nobody believed him. And then he saw 7 years later, 20 years later, whatever it was. Oh, I can't believe they're talking about this. I was there. I'm that radar guy. But Fravor sounds truthful, but his body language looks, he's careful. He's stiff. I want you to take a look at that with me, because I want you to see if I'm right or I'm not. And maybe I'm just in that mindset that he's already a liar, that he's no script reader. Same thing almost in this situation, but let's take a listen again.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just continuing.
Talking to him, for the 2 weeks they would show up, but it was when we weren't flying. So the typical carrier schedule is, for us, it was about noon to midnight. It's a 12-hour day. There's reasons for that. It can go a lot longer. But for training, we just do the 12-hour day thing. And it's cyclic ops, so you got guys taking off and landing periodically. So we were on one of the first goes. It's noon, 1 o'clock, somewhere around there, and we take off. The Marines take off first.
So what I'm trying to do is come up with a baseline. So he's telling us stuff that should be truthful. He's telling us about the process that he's going through before he takes off and does all this other stuff, preparation and whatnot. And his eyes aren't darting. His eyebrows are not doing the, up and down like The Rock. And he's not shaking his head as much. He barely shakes his head when he's telling the truth. But I think maybe he's nervous. I don't know. He's on the largest podcast on the planet. I could see him being a little nervous, but he's been on TV before. He speaks in front of thousands of people. This isn't somebody who should be scared, right? This is somebody who should be accustomed to being on TV, speaking to a wide audience. And that's why they chose Fravor for this script. Don't you get it? Because he was on TV a month after the Nimitz incident. Was it a month, 2 months or something, really soon after? 4 months? It's 4 months. 4 months after the Nimitz incident. He was on TV on Discovery Channel, showing what it's like to be a commander on a destroyer. It's really good. He looks the same. But that's why I think they chose this guy. This is what bothers me. Another thing that bothers me about ufology. You stay in it long enough and you get to see the same eyes You know what I mean? That's right. That's from Star Wars. It was from The Force Awakens. All right, one more thing. Let's take a look now. I told you how Fravor looks like when he's telling the truth. He doesn't really dart his eyes. His eyebrows are pretty much just where they should be. He doesn't shake his head that much. Let's see what it's like when he lies. Or
and my buddy Cheeks, who's
maybe not lying. I need to stop saying that. I don't know if this guy's telling the truth or lying. What I think he's a script reader. Maybe something did happen. You know, maybe it was out there. I don't know. But I'm just trying to figure out which parts are truthful and which aren't. That's it.
The CEO of the Marine Squadron was he was leading the Red Air. When he launched off the carrier first, they called him up and said, "Hey, what do you got on board?" Well, the original legacy F-18s don't have as much gas as the Super Hornets. Super Hornet's about 30% bigger.
He's not really moving the eyebrows. He's telling the truth. These are actual facts about the plane.
So they start talking to him about fuel, and based on how long we're going to be airborne and everything else, they go, "Hey, why don't you just go ahead and proceed to your cap point?" Because we had just taken off.
His eye contact is very strong. He's very confident when he's telling the truth. There's very, very few breaks in between each sentence. He's not stuttering, stammering, or thinking about stuff. It just comes out because it's truthful.
And that's when the controller had come up and said, "Hey," I forget our call sign. It's probably like dealer.
Sorry.
What we went. So that'd be like dealer 1-1. This is Princeton Control. What do you got? You know, say your loadout. And I kind of chuckled. He said, "Well, I got a CATM-9, which is basically just a blue metal tube with a seeker head for an AIM-9 IR missile. It's a training. It doesn't come off the airplane. You can beat it with a sledgehammer. That's the only way you're going to get it off, or you got to unlock the lugs with a key." So I'm like kind of chuckling. He goes, "Well, hey, we're going to cancel the training." So we're like, "Okay." He says,
"You get it." You get it. I don't know what else we could say about it. I don't know, man. You get it. Nobody cares. Pentagon. And the last story of the night, this really frustrates me. And I don't know why the government's doing this. I think they're doing it for political reasons. I'm not sure. But let me pull this up and let you read along with me, because it's real important that we talk about this. I almost forgot. So the Pentagon refuses to release the videos of the objects they shot down, the balloons and stuff. They don't want to release the videos, despite admitting that images of the wreckage exist. You know? Say they have footage of objects shot down over Alaska. Officials told the Daily Mail they couldn't release the images and said they had no timeline as to when or if the images of the wreckage would be available. The withholding is in stark contrast to the speedy releases of information that came when an alleged Chinese spy balloon was shot down near South Carolina. Yeah, so why now? Why won't they show us this? The Pentagon admitted to Daily Mail that the images or videos of UFOs shot down over North America, but says they're still classified. Huh? The Pentagon has admitted to Daily Mail that it has images or videos of UFOs shot down over North America, but says they're still classified. So I'm assuming they're talking about the 3 objects that were shot down recently. And it continues. A Defense Department spokesman said they have footage of the 3 unidentified objects shot out of the sky by U.S. fighter jets using Sidewinder missiles last month. But the videos are classified, and there are no plans to change that, the spokesperson said. I can tell you that there is not currently any images or video footage that we can release, the Pentagon press officer told Daily Mail. The imagery remains classified, and I have not received any information as to the potential timeline on a change in classification. The refusal to hand over the images is in stark contrast to the speedy release just said that. The Pentagon was also quick to release a video of a Russian jet colliding with the U.S. drone flying over the Black Sea last March 14th. Yeah, the Chinese balloon was shot down over South Carolina coast on February 4th. The three unidentified objects met the same fate between February 10th and 12th over Alaska, Lake Huron, and Michigan in Canada's Yukon Territory. The reluctance to release footage of the F-22 Raptors intercepting the unidentified objects has led to speculation that the government knows what the objects are, but is simply embarrassed to reveal it to the public, as they may have been as harmless as a hobbyist weather balloon. So what? So what? So what? Put your little ego aside if that's the case. Like, so you mean to tell me because we shot down Mylar balloons or something silly like a party balloon means they can't show us? No, I want to see it. You know why? Because it's cool. It's cool. Or here's a new theory I just put in play. You ready? This may blow some faces right off, but listen to this. I just thought of it. This is how the brain works. I can't help it. You know the Chinese spy balloon? That thing was 300 feet long. It had a really super sharp looking, beautiful HD camera on it. And it had these solar panels that came out, right? To give it all the sun they needed. I'm sorry, to get all the sun it needed to create energy so it can float around the US. Why didn't we shoot it down? Or tell anybody we knew about it 2 days before it launched? Here's why. The three objects that flew into our Yucatan Peninsula, North America region over there in Alaska and whatnot. What if they were really UFOs? And the Chinese knew that these UFOs were going to be over this area of the United States. So ahead of that, they sent the balloon over to watch it. No? That's as good as anybody's theory. That's why they didn't shoot it down. Because they let China gather the information. These UFOs. I'm not buying that one. You want to know why? Because if there is video footage, it must have been very easy to shoot these things down. If they were real UFOs, you can't show it. Right? But we know they're not. We just do. Do we? From witnesses. Yeah, witnesses told us that they're not UFOs, that they were balloon-esque. So we've got a story that isn't going anywhere, and it could involve UFOs. And the Chinese spy balloon was that. It was allowed to come in and record it. This event that happened. Who knows? I'm just saying, what if it opened up a wormhole at 80,000 feet? Right? What if it did? How's China going to see that on the other side of the world? Nah. Something else happened high in the atmosphere. And it's possible these other balloons were also Chinese balloons, or maybe they were from other countries wanting to see the event. Look, I know that's stupid. Why don't they just get in a plane and come on over? Because it's not supposed to exist. Maybe that's why. Maybe it was that secretive. And the only way you could know is if you were in the sky with it in a balloon. I don't know, guys. I'm just throwing it out there because it's a really strange couple of days when this event happened. It is. It's a trip. First time we ever shot anything down over our own country. And it was, I don't know if it was balloons. One was, but what were those other three? Well, we're never going to know. I can't say never. We might know. 10 years. That's it for tonight, though. Hey, I said in the beginning of the show, I'm not that rabbit hole type of guy with Bob Lazar. Never went down it. But over the course of all these years, I feel like Bob Lazar was part of something, maybe a psyop. He and maybe others. And they thought they were working on alien technology. See, that to me doesn't make sense. To use them as a psyop, that's silly. You know how people are going to act. You know, there's no reason to do that. But maybe there's a reason to have a guy go work in a place and then make him think his life is in jeopardy to see what he would do at that point. Or George Knapp had something to do with it. See, I don't know, man. I don't know, but when you start getting into the black smudge on Bob Lazar's legacy, who does that start with? Bob himself? Is Bob tricking us all, lying to all of us to see if he could just do it? He didn't make a living off this. He didn't get rich. He could have, but he didn't. Right? I think Bob Lazar heard of this place, has the imagination and the skill set in his language to come up with some fantastical things that you and I wouldn't understand how he would come up with them. It is possible that Bob Lazar made the entire thing up. When they opened up his car doors and his trunk, and then they put the Uzi on the front seat or the console with his wallet and money and everything else, and there was a note in there, was there a note in there? I don't know. No, there was no note, I don't think, but Bob Lazar said, no, this is just them letting me know that we can take you out anytime we want to. That's basically why I went public. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else. So I don't know. We'll never know the truth unless Bob Lazar does something so drastic, that there's no question either he worked there or he didn't. And it's pretty much split down the middle with the world, right? It's pretty much 50-50. I really don't know. My gut tells me he did not work there. I wish it. The thing is, my gut's always been there. It's never once leaned into, I believe. It just doesn't ring true. He may sound truthful, but whatever. Thank you, moderators and super chatters. Another stellar night of support. And if you didn't know, if you didn't notice, didn't even mention the shadow banning. Don't care anymore. All that's over with. Hey, wait. We've got $5.55 from John Griffin. $5.55 on PayPal. Thank you very, very much. That is very, very handy. I can't tell you. Thank you. That's a mucho gusto generoso. You are a continuing supporter of Goofan. Thank you, Mr. G. Nah, that's me too. And thank you, newcomers and veterans. Thank you for giving the show a chance. Each show is different, but relatively the same. We try to bring the truth every day as we see it. We may not be right on everything, but we will admit when we're wrong. We have no ego, and there is no blocking freedom of speech. We believe in freedom of speech, not hate speech. And Goofan has turned into basically this. Where is it? Where is it? I don't know. It turned into something. That sucked. What a setup for that failure. I don't know. Is this it? I don't know if that was it. It's not. But anyway, we are the home of truthology. Hate-free ufology. And as always, we're truthology. Come on. Hey, truthology for ufology. Got to get that one out quick. If you don't get it out quick, hey, over here, Ben. Haha, yeah, I see you too, man. Yeah, prick, yeah. Look forward. And as we always say every night, because it is the beginning of the weekend, so be safe, be kind, and that's right, alien bless. We'll see you. What's going on in the chat? It's Sapphire Elf. What happened? Why is there so much anger? What am I missing? I see the C word. I see we're all a-holes. And what happened? You'll miss me when I'm gone. We're savages. I'm not sure. What am I missing? Sapphire Elf. It made me come back after seeing this in the chat. A little bonus. What happened? Somebody remove? It's death. Oh, it's death to yourself. All right. Well, hey, you know, I hope that's not true. But every night, I'm okay if I don't wake up. I just don't want to be found 3 days later smelling like a Yahoo donut. You know what I mean? So, be careful what you wish for. Be careful. We want to see you back tomorrow. Everybody. A.B. Daily and bless. A.B. You won't be back? Why are you saying, what are you saying that for? All right. Well, unfortunately, the show's got to end too. So anytime somebody says this, they don't do it. So I'm not really worried. I'm glad you shouted out and let us out. I hope you don't, but you know, and let's just say Sapphire Elf does off the planet. I don't think that's cool by telling us that you're going to do it that way. Why would you do that? Why would you make us feel like shit? What did we do to you? You know what I mean? Are you that angry? I'm angry too. I'm angry every day I wake up. I'm angry that I've got a foot that hurts. I'm angry that every joint in my body feels like it's going to crack. And I feel like everybody else. We all go through shit. You just need to talk it out. You just need to get that out of your system. Right here for you. All right, you don't care about me. That's okay. All right, Sapphire Elf, that's fine. You can be as mad as you want. That's up to you. Well, you can't tell me I'm not. You can't tell me what my feelings are, because I know my feelings. I don't know you personally, but I like seeing you around. I like seeing that you're conversing and talking with others about ufology. Yeah, I don't know you. I don't care for you that way. No, I can't. I don't know you. But I care because of humanity. I care because of you as a person, that you want to do that to yourself. When really it'll get better. Whatever you're mad at, whatever you're going through, I've been there. You're going to say I haven't. But I'm telling you, most of us have been there and have said the same things. I wished I'd die every night. How's that? Every night, and I wake up every day and I say, all right, another day on this freaking planet where nobody's going to be nice. Nobody's going to drive properly. People are going to be rude at customer service. Yeah, I get it. I know it's more than that. I can't pay my bills either. A lot of people can't. A lot of people have a lot of issues, and I'm just letting you know you're not alone. We're all in this together. Whether you like me or not, from here, I don't know how to help you. All I want to do is make sure you're here tomorrow. Not here. Make sure you're alive. And if there's any words that I can say while I'm still here for another minute, and if any of those words can turn around what you want, and that's to leave the planet, Well, then I guess that's good. I understand hating everything and hating everyone. I do. I get it. I go through it all the time. It's part of my personality, as you see, you know. Who shamed you? Somebody shamed you? You know, people are mean. And if you like, I know I'm not one to talk, but I'm really good at explaining things that may make you feel a little different. Sure, we all go on different paths. We all have different levels of frustration, and there's only so much we're going to tolerate. But I could tell you this, nobody's worth it. Nobody is worth losing your life over. I promise. Yeah. And imagine all the people who you would be hurting. We don't want to see you be cut short of what gift was given to you, whether it be an alien god or some sentient being or God herself. Yes, God is a woman. Have to be. But it's not worth it. I care. I care as if you were walking by and somebody pulled a gun on you, I would jump in front of that to save your life. I don't have to know you to care about you. And, you know, life is what you make of it, Sapphire Elf. Life is what you make of it. I try to live by that. I do. I swear it. I do. I try to make the best out of everything. When I'm on this show, I'm able to vent and let out my frustrations. And I feel that's what you're doing too. So, anyway, you want to talk? You want to talk? You want to come on, talk about it? There you go. Teach, preach it. That's what I want to see. No, seriously. Hey, I could tell you 20 stories right now and you would be like, oh, you do understand. But I don't know deeply what you're going through. I don't use Discord. I haven't used it, and I'm in a dispute with Discord for $200 that they took from me. So they shut my account. I can't get into my own account on Discord. I don't know what this means. I have Facebook. Your puck? Okay. I'll look it up. I'm a shut-in farm boy. My world experience is tiny. My brain isn't equipped, so when some landlady has a go at me, I pack houses. I'm in driveway now in my van. So when you say a landlady has a go at you, wow, this is just strange. It sounds like, oh my God, what is this? I messaged you my paper plate version of what they are. Let me see. I'm going there. Where is my Facebook? My Facebook's gone. Yeah. Huh. I don't know what happened. Hold on, I gotta pull up my Facebook. Wow. Oh, I'm glad it worked. I pulled it up. So I don't think you sent it to me on Facebook. Hold on. I don't know where these... Yeah, I don't know. I guess I do. All right. Well, I'll have to look it up, Sapphire Elf. I can't find anything, but Puck Spears. I have paper plates and a wooden spoon as a hippie drum. I haven't been hacked. Well, you're not going to die. I'm telling you, you're not. Because I'm psychic. Yeah, do that. Induce vomiting. You want me to show you how? I'm really good at it. I got great at it. Yeah. You can just put a little bit of water on the tips of your fingers, or one even, and then when you get back to your little thing, the punching bag, you got to go back and forth and push down on your tongue. And when I would do that, all I had to do at one point was just push down on my tongue, and everything would go, it would come out like a freaking faucet. All right, that's enough. I know. Well, I think you're okay. I understand you're mad. You're pissed and something with the landlady, but it's not worth it. You know, nobody's worth taking your own life. Yeah. I know you're upset. But I don't know what to tell you, man. It's just, if you're kicked out, are you kicked out? Is that it? I know. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate that. Well, I don't want anybody to be upset. I mean, that makes me a little sad. You know? It just, because I understand. There was a time when I first started doing this show, I would tell everybody, I hope I die. I'm okay with dying. And I actually, that was one of the reasons I did the Ouija board experiment, because I didn't care. I was at a very low point, and I don't know. I don't think I'm depressed. I don't know if I battle depression, because I'm always pretty much in a decent mood. You know, it's just lately it's just up and down with not feeling good. But, you know, that's even getting better. So you got to take things in stride. Life's not easy. Life is hard. I know, like, if you're kicked out, I could understand. Believe me. I'm sorry, John. Yeah, I'm just being honest, bro. Well, Sapphire Elf, if you're still listening, I have to go. Sadly, I don't want to, but I have to. But know that you're not alone. And I don't know you at all, but I know you through Amy's show and Akashi Chris and all that. But I'll find you on Facebook, message you, see if you're all right. But I want you here tomorrow. You have to be here tomorrow, Sapphire Elf. Just think of the sunrise, man. How beautiful that is. The sunrises and sunsets do it for me. And then when the stars come out, it's like heaven. On earth. It can be that way. Look, and here's another thing about life, and then I'll let you go. I don't feel happy about having to go, but I have no choice. Life is always a roller coaster ride. So you may have gone this way, but know this. How much worse will it get? Don't make it worse. Think, oh my God, this would be the perfect time for you to use the secret, to use your law of attraction skills. Can you do that? I'm serious. Just imagine what you want and just make it like it happened in your mind. Maybe something will happen that'll change, within minutes. You have to try. You have to try. Can't just give up. You're not someone that gives up. I've seen you talk in the chat rooms. You are funny. Everybody's very funny, actually. You guys are a riot. But Sapphire, people definitely want to talk to you every day. Imagine how weird that is. People actually want to talk to you? Yeah. Every day. Monday through Friday. And here. It just doesn't feel the same. So, nah, you're not fucked. You're not, man. I'm telling you. I bet you said that before. Right? Felt like everything was over. And it worked out. It will work out. It always does. That's life, man. Just try to imagine, if you can, like, meditate for a minute. You have to. I promise you, things will turn around as quickly. The sooner you do this, the sooner you're going to see a change. Something will happen that you won't expect and will change your freaking destiny. I'm telling you to do it, and I pray that you do. I swear to God, you could be the perfect example for everybody right now. You could be that person. Set an example. You want to teach? Teaching is something that's ongoing. You don't die and we learn from your death. That's not going to happen. Tell us here now. I'm telling you to close your mind for 5. Can you at least give yourself 5 minutes? Your life's worth 5. It is. I don't care what you say. If I would have said 10, you would have said, no, it's 5. Give yourself 5 minutes. Do the law of attraction. And then, I don't know what your situation is, but I would recommend something to go to sleep. You need to sleep right now. Your brain is thinking, it's thinking too many thoughts. Can't have that. I know. You work it out your way. You'll do it. I'm telling you, try the law of attraction. If you don't try, just try. Just see if it works. You don't have to do it for me. Do it for the greater good of the science. If you could do the law of attraction right now, and let's say you do this and you imagine your life is in a good place. Soon as you're done doing that and you get in your truck and you drive off, you may pick up a hitchhiker whose car broke down that's a millionaire and may be so grateful will give you a job and you're set for life. That's how it works. It's that crazy, bro. Well, I have to go. I can't even talk anymore. I wish I could. Sapphire Elf. Too late. The lady slammed her door while I packed and drove down the way and fucked off. It's packed now and I'm about to noose it. No, you're not. I know that's how you feel, but I don't know everything about you, of course, but I can only tell you, you're talking to someone who didn't want to live for more than half my life. So I understand it. And I'm not even depressed. I just don't want to be here because the way people are. You know what I mean? Like, you won't, like when you see that commercial with the Indian and he's got the tear because somebody threw out their trash on the freeway. That's me, the guy with the tear. That shit makes me mad. I can't even watch animal shelter videos. Abused animals and children and human trafficking. And I mean, I'm just losing it. I don't even watch the news anymore. I can't. It hurts. And then yesterday, I'm telling you, if I had a gun yesterday, it was a bad day. But you know what? The end of the day was so good it made up for the bad. I'm telling you. It's going to be all right. I promise. See? Even Chicky said so. I have to go. I'm sorry, Sapphire Elf. But I really mean this. God bless. And I'll try to find you on Facebook. But I do have to go. I'm so sorry.